This is devotional number 180, and today's date is November 25th, 2016. We have been examining the word adokimos, Strong's number 96, this week, in conjunction with how to use Strong's Concordance. And yesterday I began listing some of the principles and tips to keep in mind when you use Strong's Concordance in connection with your Bible study. I'm going to continue today. Point number 6, whenever you study a verse or passage, you want to be sure to read the immediate context, which helps to understand what is in view. Number 7, in studying a verse, sometimes it is helpful to look at other words in the same verse as well. For example, the verse we considered when we were looking at Romans 1:28 states, "And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient." Our word reprobate is actually describing the term mind. The Greek word rendered as mind is Strong's number 3563 in Romans 1:28, and it's translated 3 times as understanding and 21 times as mind. So this would be, by looking at that word as well, it's going to amplify our understanding of this word reprobate in Romans 1:28. Number 8, we find this same scenario in 2 Timothy 3:8, which says, "Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, reprobate concerning the faith." Again, it's highly significant that we find this word mind again, which is being modified by the term corrupt. We learned that this term corrupt is only used one other time, where it is translated as perish in 2 Peter 2:12, and it's speaking of false prophets in the context, but these speaking of but these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. So again, this word corrupt or perish is 2704. Number 9, once again, in Titus 1:15 through 16, the minds as well as the consciences of the unsaved which are defiled are in view. And that's why I read verse 15, because there we find this word mind as well as conscience again. "Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate." Now notice the contrast between the word pure versus defiled and unbelieving. Number 10, at times it's also helpful to go to the Old Testament and vice versa to enlarge our understanding of a particular passage. For instance, Hebrews 6:8 speaks of thorns and briars, but so does Isaiah 5:6 through 7, which is actually speaking about the New Testament churches and denominations that came under the wrath of God on May 21, 1988, and are exemplified by the terms house of Israel and men of Judah in this passage in Isaiah 5:6 through 7. "And I will lay it waste." This is speaking about God's vineyard. "It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of Jehovah of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression; for righteousness, but behold, a cry. Lastly, in 2 Corinthians 13:7, there's another interesting contrast between the word approved, which is the root word of the word we're looking at, which is Strong's number 96, adokimos. The root word is dokimos, which is Strong's number 1384. Now, in this passage, these two words have opposite meanings, because whenever you put the alpha prefix, it denotes a negation. In other words, dokimos. So reprobate actually means not approved, whereas dokimos would mean approved. And this is important. And when you find this, and it just so happens that in this verse you have both the word as well as the root word. And so it would be important to study this root word 1384, because then you will see the different ways in which it is rendered as approved. Now, we're going to close this study for this week. Perhaps in another devotional we can spend some more time on looking at other Bible study tools, such as Englishman's Greek and Hebrew concordance, or possibly the interlinear Bible as well. Both of these are very helpful aids in our Bible study.